Hello, Strat fans. It's me, Colonel Strat, the Strategy Extraordinaire here again. And I know I've been away for a while, so I do apologize for that. But so today I'm going to show you just how important having the high ground can be for a battle situation. Now, I've talked about this in the past. It's been in a lot of my other guides and other strategies, and it's kind of hard to understand for some people. So I wanted to show just how integral it can be, and even though the game doesn't tell you this, there's some mechanics that happen when you have like height advantage over some units, especially your own. So what we're going to show here is just a simple stage battle between these small forces, and while our melee units hold these guys back, we have a high-powered missile unit here up on the heights. They have the high ground. And because of that, they're going to be able to shoot over our units and just saturate the enemy units with fire. So, if we go back and we focus, so now they're able to shoot over our units and saturate them with fire. Because our units are in the gully down there. Yeah, see? They're able to just pepper them. They're even able to pepper these guys here. See, normally they'd be obstructed. And I will show you that in a later pitch battle. But these ones will go right over our guys' heads and right into the enemy's necks, causing them increased damage. And it's a better tactical decision to have high ground superiority. Like you see, already they're starting to falter because we're able to shoot right over our guys' heads with these superior missiles. And just, see, already one's routing. Then we do the other one. And there we go. We've showed how superior having the high ground can be, because you're able to fire directly over, and it creates these straight, because these guys usually fire in a straight line, it creates an arc because they are up on the high ground and they have a height advantage. The game doesn't tell you this, but in the code it allows you to fire over, and it confuses the game to make it look like these are archers, because archers fire in an arc. But these guys, when they're up on the heights, they're able to fire kind of like an arc down. It's kind of like a straight way down towards the enemy. And because of that tactical advantage, we were able to spare most of our health here. I only lost about 8 guys. Killed a whole bunch more. So yeah, we'll see the statistics right here. Yep, we killed a whole lot more of them because we were able to just pummel them down. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like when we do the same tactic on a straight plane. And let's go into that one right now. All right, and here we are with the straight land battle, and as you see, we do get some early hits before the enemy clashes, but after that we can't really hit these guys at all. Or otherwise, so we're pretty much locked into supporting Thorgrim here with our barrage, because these guys are just they're straight away, so we can't fire into our guys' backs. The AI won't like that. So we have to support Thorgrim here instead, which still means we're going to be able to do a good amount of damage, and probably will still win the battle, but we'll take a little bit more casualties on this side than we did before, or at least take a little bit more damage. And Thorgrim might take a little bit more damage too. They'll obviously last longer too, so because it's just, you're not able to just pummel them and aid your infantry out as much as you were before. Of course, these infantry are way better than Orc Boys, but it just goes to show. So now we have to send these guys over here to help Thorgrim, because he wasn't able to disperse them as fast. So it is taking a little longer. So having the high ground does speed up you're able to kill things far faster. But as you see, as our guys get in there, only a couple are able to shoot. So it's more reliant on the melee combat now than the missiles. But now we're able to go in the flank. So if you're not able to go and find high ground, then you have to find the flank, which exposes these guys to cavalry charges and all other types of things. Whereas before, you were able to just pummel them. Now, I do think that there is a drawback to using it, because you do have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes the missiles will fire and accidentally cause some friendly fire. You know, you always got to try to micromanage your missiles as much as possible, because see, they'll have a little bit of height up there, so it still is an arc, and we're only a couple are able to shoot. But you know, still does a little bit. Still does a good amount of damage, but Thorgrim took a little bit more damage than he did before. So having a height advantage does help speed it up. It reduces the damage you take, and you're able to dish out more damage with your missile units and use them more effectively. Again, it's a very simple part of it, but I think I forgot to explain specifically how advantageous it is to have a piece of high ground when you're a defending faction like the Dwarves or the Empire, because it really does help a lot with just being able to whittle your enemies away, because all of your missiles are able to fire, whereas before, if you have melee infantry, your own blocking, you can't really fire in to support it. Now, of course, these guys still did really well, because they're still Longbeards up against Orc Boys, and Thorgrim took a whole nother Orc Boys, but if both of them had piled onto the Longbeards, they probably would have taken a lot more casualties, because more entities would be hitting them, and Thorgrim's able to tank a lot. So, that's pretty much the whole gist of the high ground tactic, is just if you see a patch or a battle where you can stage it to have some high ground superiority, I would always take it, because you're going to be able to pummel the enemy even while your troops are down there slashing them up. So it's just, you're able to use your whole army effectively at that point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little explanation video. It's not as much a tactic as it is just explaining a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a good word for it, guys. Like a gameplay feature. It's the good way to explain how to maximize your effectiveness using high levels of terrain to decimate your foes. So without that further ado, guys, this is Colonel Strat. I hope that you guys stick around, because I do plan to start back on my regular schedule this week. I'm gonna have another race guide dropping Wednesday, and then I'm hoping to drop another to continue a Let's Play series on Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed what you see, and let me know how I did. Keep it strategic, Strat fans. Colonel out.